Yo, how you doing, beautiful people? Hope everyone's had a magnificent day, magnificent afternoon, and a magnificent evening wherever you are. My name is Joku, aka Challenge Equals Growth. That means up is the only way to go. Stay blessed and continue elevating. Today after work, I conclude my leg day training at the gym. It's a beautiful, beautiful session, and we shall conclude the night by following this book. Don't believe everything you think. We shall continue through chapter 8, where we're talking about creating from the difference between creating from desperation and inspiration. Desperation is never being able to feel this internal mission, and creating from inspiration creates a more positive, motivating drive. Mm, you don't feel empty, like you don't feel like you're chasing an endless goal, but enjoying a journey process from inspiration rather from desperation. Let's continue. Everyone has experienced this deep feeling of desire to create something marvelous in the world. That's our pure inspiration and not desperation. Before moving on to the next paragraph, I encourage you to test this theory. Pause here and spend a few minutes thinking about times in your life where you felt an overwhelming feeling, desire to create something magnificent because you felt deeply inspired and called to. It doesn't matter if you're actually created or not. But just think of a time where you felt that feeling to create out of inspiration. Isn't that just one of the most amazing feelings in the entire world? Most of us feel this divine inspiration, but then suppress it as soon as we begin thinking about doing it. We begin to think ourselves into doubt, rationalize why we can't do it, tell ourselves that it is unrealistic, how we should focus on more important things, and that we're not good enough to do it. As soon as we begin to think about the thought of us wanting to create, it completely shuts off the source of that inspiration, and we go back into living life as usual. When we cut off that source, we also cut off the feeling of abundance, exuberance, ecstasy, joy, pure, unconditional love, and go back to the feeling of doubt, anxious, frustration, sadness, and feel confined, stuck, and frustrated with our lives. We can only ever follow one calling at a time, either inspiration or desperation. In the present moment, the two cannot coexist at the same time, but we can fluctuate between the two depending on how much thinking is going on. When we stop thinking, we don't stop having goals and dreams. We actually fall back into our true nature and begin to create goals and dreams out of inspiration versus desperation. We begin to allow our thoughts from the universe to come into our mind that lead us to divine inspiration to create something that has never been created before in the world. When we follow divine inspiration, we feel alive, whole, joy, love, peace, and fulfillment. So, how can we tell when a goal or dream is created out of inspiration or desperation? A simple way to know if a goal or dream is created out of inspiration is to remember the distinction between thoughts and thinking. Goals and dreams that has come into form of thought are created out of inspiration. Goals and dreams that are created from thinking are created out of desperation. Typically, when we think, we analyze, judge, criticize, rationalize, and use our past to try to create new goals. But this form of creating goals feel extremely restricting and limiting. We don't typically feel good when we are creating these type of goals when we are pursuing them. We do not feel great either, since it's all out of desperation. Another way to identify the two is to sense how you feel energetically. Goals and dreams created out of desperation, we feel very heavy, draining, confining, and empty. We tend to feel a lot of scarcity, fear, and stress, like we have to do it or that we're obligated to do. With these type of goals, it seems like if we do not accomplish it, that there will be dire consequences, hence the high pressure and stakes. I'm sure you can see now how this can create a feeling of desperation. Moreover, we feel we're trying to accomplish these goals to escape our current situation and get out of something. Our goals created in this state of are typically means goals, meaning that we want to achieve these goals so that we can do something else afterwards, such as having the goal to quit our job. Most likely, you'll have this goal because you want to do something you actually enjoy. But you can see how the goal of quitting your job is just a means goal for you to do something else, or having a goal of making $1 million. It's typically set because you want to have financial freedom and go travel the world. These goals are always a means to an end and not the end of itself. They're always a reason that we want to accomplish these goals and make us feel very empty inside. I want to emphasize that none of these goals are inherently bad, or that we shouldn't have goals of wanting to make money or quitting our jobs. If those goals are created from inspiration, that is completely different. It just depends on the source of the goal and not necessarily the goal itself. This is an important distinction to make. Otherwise, you'll spend most of your time debating or stressing yourself out if this is the right goal for you. There is no right or wrong goal. Only goals created from inspiration or desperation. It just depends on how you want to feel inside. And when you're aware of these two types of goals and how they manifest, then you will realize, then you'll be able to feel bliss as you go about creating amazing things in your life. On the other hand, goals and dreams created from inspiration, which comes from thoughts, feel very light, energizing, uplifting, and expensive. We tend to feel excited, joyful, and most importantly, inspired. We don't feel like we have to create it, but that we want to. Instead of feeling like you need to do this, you feel inspired to. There is virtually no pressure because we're not trying to get out of something to escape our current situation by accomplishing this goal. There is no scarcity or urgency because we don't feel like we're creating from a place of lack, but instead from a place of abundance, and we just want to share it with the world. Since it's coming from inspiration, we are not doing it to get something out of it so that we can do something else. It's not a means goal, but simply an end of itself. There is no reason we need to create it. We are not creating so that we can feel whole, but we are creating because we feel whole and want to give that place, not expecting anything from it. Don't believe everything you think. Middle of chapter 8. The difference between creating out of desperation and inspiration. You do feel like you're chasing an endless void, creating something from out of desperation because it's like, oh man, let me make this quota so I don't know, I can feel some type of satisfaction, or I feel like I've done something. Versus inspiration, you feel joy doing it. You're not seeking reward, right? You're doing it just for the fun of it, because this is something that interests you, like a hobby or a dream you chase. And it's very important to acknowledge the difference between both, because this can set you to a greater path towards a purpose you truly, enjoy to follow. That's going to be it for today's video, people. If you guys enjoy the content, you already know what to do. Please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you did enjoy it. Comment what you guys think of this chapter so far. Until next time, I'll be with people. Much love from your boy Joku. Peace.